Another year, another flood and massive devastation across India. Monsoon Mayhem has wreaked havoc across several parts of North India and Kerala. Army, police, NDRF teams are working round the clock to rescue as many people and save as many lives. But what really are the reasons for this yearly destruction? Encroachment along the floodplains of riverbeds is not really new in India. Damage caused to floodplains harms the ecosystem. It reduces the recharge capacity of groundwater and then holds threats of flash floods, which many states are witnessing. In fact, dozens of cities are facing serious issues of flooding because of widespread encroachments. While climate change is definitely a very serious concern, it's not the only cause which leads to these man-made disasters. The challenges faced by urban cities are a component of a very large story of climate vulnerability which is prevalent in Indian cities. Big cities, which are anyway experiencing the consequences of climate change, confront some great risks which are stemming from the rise in sea levels and river flooding. Urbanization also significantly contributes with encroachments on major water bodies and ecologically sensitive zones that's worsening the situation. Embankments, encroachments, deforestation all contribute to this very serious matter. The repeated devastation in these districts underscores the need for a long-term flood mitigation strategy. In the hilly areas, deforestation and haphazard hill cutting are two very significant causes of floods in the region. Deforestation drives soil erosion, as trees and their roots play a very crucial role in holding the soil in being washed away. In fact, if you remember, the 2023 monsoon rain in Himachal Pradesh had brought severe flash floods in several regions, which caused unprecedented loss of lives and assets. Vertical cutting of mountains during road construction has resulted in landslides and extensive damage to existing roads during normal rainfall as well, exacerbating destruction during heavy rain or floods. Apart from illegal mining, construction and deforestation, the recent destruction was due to debris dumping along the riverbanks by these various builders and companies as they go about executing road widening, tunneling and hydel projects. Let's talk about Wayanad in Kerala, which has witnessed one of the most tragic natural calamities of its history in 2024. The region, which is known for its picturesque beauty, is tragically a picture of gloom. Scenes of sorrow, grief and horror are being witnessed from affected areas of Wayanad, and the catastrophe has led to the death of over 200 people. This number is expected to rise further. The big question is whether this disaster happened due to Kerala's complex geography or is there something else? Well, noted ecologist Madhav Gadgil had earlier penned a report on Kerala's vulnerability to these natural calamities. He squarely blames the Kerala government for ignoring alerts and ecological recommendations. Mr. Gadgil criticized the state government for not adhering to the panel's guidelines designed to prevent such disasters amid extreme climate changes. Mr. Gadgil highlighted that the panel's report had classified the region into 3 levels of ecological sensitivity, with the areas now struck by the disaster being marked as highly sensitive. Meanwhile, Delhi, the national capital, faces a massive issue of unregulated and unchecked growth of coaching centers, overcrowded with students operating in residential buildings and flouting safety norms. This is a gross administrative failure which has been going right under the nose of authorities rampantly. After the tragic death of 3 UPSC aspirants, under pressure, the MCD teams have now initiated action against coaching centers who have been flouting these bylaws across the capital. Illegal basements of several coaching centers that were operating activities have now been sealed on the directions of the mayor. In the latest case, investigations have revealed that the basement, misrepresented as a parking and storage area, was actually being illegally used as a library by the coaching institute, violating building and fire department regulations. MCD building bylaws specify the activities permitted in basements. Running a coaching center or a library are not among them. In fact, according to a PIL that was filed by advocate Arpit Bhargava, around 90% of buildings in Delhi do not comply with safety norms, and there are over 1,700 illegal colonies where people's safety is being compromised. This is also a gross violation of laws across the national capital, endangering the lives of several people. Following that tragic incident in Old Rajendra Nagar, the focus has now shifted to these illegal buildings that are flouting every rule. Most owners illegally add basements and extra floors, which weakens the building foundation. Classrooms and libraries in basements, no proper drainage facilities or even ventilation are some of the rampant safety violations that are found in several coaching centres across Delhi. These violations were also found at Rao's IAS Study Circle Coaching Institute in Rajendra Nagar. Interestingly, after the Delhi High Court took a note of the Mukherjee Nagar fire incident in June last year, the Delhi police submitted a status report in which they had mentioned that as many as 583 coaching institutes were running in Delhi. Now, what's interesting is, according to this report, out of that 583 coaching institutes, only 67 have fire safety certificates, while 516 institutes still do not have a fire safety certificate, which exposes the shocking state of affairs. Well, given the above incidents of destruction and mayhem, there needs to be a more serious and stringent law to punish those guilty. The centre and the state government also have a huge responsibility to build awareness and punish those who are playing with people's lives.